What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Obsession. Thanks for listening today. Karl Bethke here.
Mike Stadler.
We got another question from you guys. I actually think this gentleman actually owned his own sign company, Mike. But...
Good.
All right. His question is, do you guys use scents? Yes or no? And why? And when, if yes? What do you got, Mike?
Do I use scents?
Okay, let's start this first. Have we used scents?
Yes.
100%. Were we successful?
No.
No. Can you say that you shot a deer from using scents ever?
No.
Okay. I can say yes and once. Twice.
Yeah, I can say I had an opportunity one time though,
Yeah.
because I had a doe and heat wick hanging. I think you remember, this was Fox Lake property, that 10-point I called cucumber tines.
Yes.
A giant.
Yeah.
He came through running, chasing a doe.
Yep.
With two smaller bucks. She was out in front. She had a good lead on him.
Yeah.
She went right past me through the woods and out. The other two bucks were closer to her. He came, got in the woods, got downwind of me,
Yep.
which is where the wick was, and it stopped him because he had lost sight of her.
Right.
And he did smell that. He came back. I drew on him 3 times that day. Never got a shot at him because of where he kept stopping, and then he was gone again.
Well,
So I can't say it didn't stop him,
yeah.
but
So you had one opportunity
I did have one opportunity.
out of 20 plus years that you and I have known each other.
Yes.
And I've had 2. Number 1 was a drag rag that was actually during gun season out at Tom's place.
I almost knocked my headphones out.
Yeah, flipped it down. Head flat.
You were getting it done.
Head flat, yeah. He come right down that scent trail, I'll give it that.
Yep.
But, young deer, 2.5-year-old big pointer.
Yep.
That's the one that's got the tongue licking in the corner there.
Yep.
And then the second one was the wide 10-pointer up on top of the ridge, and then that product was actually, they had those freeze-dried buck beads. You remember those back in the day?
Yeah. We're old.
Yeah, and now I can't honestly, I'm just saying I think it worked, and here's why, but it was actually a rub line too, so I had taken I took the whole canister and just dribbled right along that rub line, and he ended up coming by me. So, and of course, it was October 31st.
Yeah, so it was a horrible time of the year to be in the woods.
Horrible time to be in horrible time to be in the woods. Horrible time to be sitting a rub line on the edge of a heavy pine edge bedding area, downwind side.
Nobody does that.
And I put 4 pounds of buck beads on. So I'm sure he came to the scent. So
which is now why we can't bait Wisconsin. Thanks a lot, Carl.
Sorry, my bad. Moving on, next project. So, both of those were iffy times. Now I had used scent, yes.
Yeah.
My opinion is, this is the way I look at it now. I spend way too much time being scent free to try and put crap out there in the woods.
Yeah, my opinion means nothing. This is my opinion.
Yep.
I don't feel, personally, I know enough to use a scent on a wild animal, because I don't know what the hell they want. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know their mood.
That's a really good point.
And I think I'm pretty smart at a lot of it, but I don't, to me, I don't want to bash scents.
Right.
I know people that use them. I feel, to me, I don't know enough to take that chance. Because like you said, we spend a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort to be scent free as much as possible, and just kind of let the rest of it play out and use other things to our advantage. And I think, in my opinion, if you can give yourself away,
the reason
doing it wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the reason I don't like scents, Mike, is I've seen too many deer be deterred by that scent.
wind it, and you'll see them on the other side of a field.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Right. If you look back at our video stuff, recently, one of the guys, JR, had a giant buck come into a doe decoy, and he had put doe estrus all over the backside of that decoy, and there was 2 live does right there with him, and he came across chasing the one adult doe, and the 2 fawns were there, and he stopped that doe. The adult doe stopped. He walked up, kind of turned, seen the other deer, and he walked up. As soon as he got a whiff of that scent on that backside of that decoy, he swung around and moved at a high rate of speed. How many times have we seen deer do that if we have a sense?
A lot, yes.
So a decoy is kind of off-standing too sometimes for deer, but
another topic.
Another topic. Yeah. Yeah, there was something there he didn't like, and the only thing that I know was there was the scent that he put on the back of that deer. And then he never got a shot at that deer, kept moving away. So that's the most recent example you could see. You guys check it out on YouTube. That's on our show here at Rush Outdoors, Wisconsin on YouTube. But scent-wise, back in the day, I used to use cover scent. I'd use fox piss, put it on my boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's somewhat. I had deer track me right to the tree and not freak out about anything. Mm-hmm. Is it something I recommend? No. Now for sure, no. Mm-hmm. I don't. So wear the rubber boots, wear all that stuff. Don't want them coming right to the base of my tree.
Right.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Here's the other part too. And this is another, you'll see this too on the show. Mike talks about all the mock scrapes we put out there. All we do is hang vines.
Yeah, there's nothing we don't put anything in that scrape.
And there's a reason for that. Because once the deer get on that, there's plenty of scent left by them animals. Yeah. And then now it's their own social structure. So we're allowing them, we're giving them the social structure that they need to help keep them together, that so-and-so is here and so-and-so is there. I've got to put more scent here, or my fawns do it, or vice versa. It continues throughout the year, and these deer will use these mock scrapes throughout the entire year, and we've used 0 scent. And scent seems to be getting more and more expensive. The other part of it is people are coming up with all kinds of ideas. There's the freeze-dried stuff. Companies that actually sell their scent in little refrigerators at places where you're paying like $40 an ounce because it's fresh buck urine or it's fresh doe and estrus or whatever. Educate yourself once on how they make their products.
Yeah. Like, here's fresh to me. Like, you follow the buck around and he pees in a cup for you. Quick, dump it out.
Nice.
That's fresh.
You can't get any fresh.
That's fresh.
That's fresh.
Yeah.
If you have a mock scrape and the deer use it all year and he comes in there and pees on it, guess what? That's fresh.
That's fresh. Yes.
Yeah, because every mock scrape I have has a tree stand on it too, and a camera. So I know when everybody's doing stuff.
Yep.
I've walked up to stand. That's the other thing. Don't walk up to your mock scrapes or anything like that. Start fingering them. Just, it's cool, whatever. Oops, sorry. But, just don't touch the stuff. That's their social area. It's like, when you see a group of individuals and they're doing their thing, and just let them be. The same with your deer.
It's like your prom date. Stay away till it's time.
That's a good point. I like that analogy. That's perfect. I got to get some ice water on that one.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, and maybe the listener that sent this in probably isn't going to like our answer.
Probably.
And we're not trying to offend anyone. I mean, I just, and I'm saying I don't know enough.
Yeah.
I think you need to know a lot, and I don't know that that's possible. To know what to use, when to use it, where to use it. It's just, if you think about all the factors that go into a scent.
I've never seen a deer do
the same thing
twice with scent, which tells me there's too much a variable there for me to use.
Yeah,
and it not that it don't work.
Yeah, not that we want to get into this subject either with calls.
Oh, yeah.
But it's no different than a call. A grunt one day, it's the next day the same deer. could be two different results.
Yeah, you'll see that too in some of our videos, and Michael and I will do it too. You'll see us both do it. When we call, there's an initial apprehensive call. So kind of like, hey, are you over there? Mm-hmm. And you can tell by what the deer does, whether or not he's receptive or not. I mean, how many times have we seen a mature buck, we hit him with a fairly aggressive call, and he's like, nope, tucks tails and go.
Yeah, he's gone.
Now, I've seen that same buck, when he's a little more aggressive, a week later, and he'd just come storming in and kill him.
Yeah, you got nothing. You don't want nothing to do with whatever you think you're doing.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. Oh really? He says. Yeah, so scents are the same way, I think. My take.
Your take. Less is more sometimes.
Agreed.
And I've said this to a lot of my friends that are listening to this are gonna laugh because I tell them a lot of times, hey, less is more sometimes. in a lot of things, and I don't know. I just too many variables for me.
Well, to me, less scent means more bucks on my wall. How's that sound?
Yes, I don't. I don't know many people. I listen to and watch Jeff Sturgis a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's very knowledgeable, very smart.
Yep. He'll tell you not to use.
There's a guy that he's dead set against about every call, scent,
Yeah, well, he'll tell you very seldom, yeah. He won't use scent, I don't think, at all.
Oh, at all, no. And
I know he carries a call.
Yeah, and it very, very rare does he even want to use a call.
Oh, yeah.
But again, different property too, different deer, patterns. But and that's a guy very successful also.
Yeah.
And, and obviously he's, going to be that bigger name than we are right now, but the proof is in the time and the number of deer that people put down, and which scent company will be like, I don't like those guys no more.
Well, of course,
but we're doing this.
We're telling you the truth
to try to help people.
This is what we see.
Yeah,
and
I don't. Do you know anybody that uses it that religiously that's killing deer?
No. I know a lot of people that use it that have killed a few deer.
Mm-hmm. I got a couple friends that use it all the time. Swear, I gotta get.
Yeah, but they're not shooting. They're not
dripper and this and
dude, I did that dripper thing. I did that dripper thing for like 5 or 6 years.
I remember.
Just because I'm like, God, this is how I got to do this. I can make mock scrapes by using these drippers. Well, here I get hundreds of dollars in scent. And I'm putting it down. Now, I'm not saying deer didn't use it, because I shot a few of my good bucks off of it. Okay, I'm not going to say that, but I'm not saying they're coming distinctly to that dripper, because all those deer were shot on either the edge of a food plot or the entrance transition to that food plot, or a food plot. Okay? Was that established because the dripper was there, or was it just a transition area they constantly used?
Right.
I've had more luck in the last 4 or 5 years doing the mock scrape setup that we do now, that you see on Jeff's stuff, Habitat Solutions, Whitetail Habitat Solutions, than I ever did with scent.
That's a plug, Jeff. Don't forget us out there.
Yeah, remember us, Jeff. We appreciate it. But I mean that.
Yep. I tell you, one time when scent changed my life, I spilled a doe piss in the center console of my truck.
Awesome.
And I almost had to get rid of the truck because I could not drive that thing anymore. It was horrid in there.
New carpet,
It was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's potent.
Yeah, well, you ever see the people put it on their bodies?
I've seen it.
I'm like, don't do that.
I have seen it.
That's not good too. Now, scent-free sprays. We use those.
A ton.
Yeah.
And everything. Scent crusher.
Yep, we do use
Ozonics.
Ozonics. I don't always carry my Ozonics, I'll be honest, but I always scent crush my stuff.
Yes.
And the reason I do that is my real job, my first job, my job that I was at for 25 years was in the meat industry. So meat industry, you have listeria and all that stuff. And there's all these chemicals to kill listeria and all of that stuff. Well, they talk about microbes and all of that, so you get that knowledge no matter what level you are in that facility.
Yep.
When you start looking into antimicrobial information, silver lining and all of that, you know, our clothing that sunblocker makes us, all of that. Insect crusher and how it works with ozone.
Anything carbon activated.
Ozone. You learn that any sweat or anything like that makes microbes, and then you start to stink. Humans stink anyway. If you're breathing, you stink it.
I stink a little bit right now, probably, and I just got out of the shower.
Yeah, you stink a lot.
I hurt my feelings if I had any.
You ain't got no feelings.
Thank you.
But the ozone does, I think, make a difference. That one, I will say I use. Jeff will tell you no.
I you know, on that aspect, I'll attest to this. This year, your property,
yeah,
I ran my ozonics.
Yep.
That buck, I called him. He came 100% downwind of me.
Oh yeah, he did.
Wind in my face. He came directly behind me, underneath my stand, and came out and I shot him.
Yep.
And I had that ozonics running.
Yeah, you wouldn't have got that deer without that. Deer's too old.
Yeah. And that's a 4.5-year-old buck.
Yep.
We thought.
Well, so, when you tore his jaw open, he was 4.5-year-old deer.
Yeah. And so in that aspect, yeah, I love those. We've used carbon sprays, and you know, my bow used to be white.
Oh, I remember
with that.
Yeah,
stuff, spraying it down. You know.
Yep.
But you know,
scent wise, we're not big advocates of scent like doe urine or dominant buck or any of that. I absolutely despise spraying it on my properties anywhere. I don't do it at all on my new property. And there's reasons for that. So that's kind of, I guess, our view on scent. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little short episode of what we think about scents. We appreciate you guys listening to The Obsession. You got anything on that?
No, that's all. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. You guys appreciate listening.